Good morning. Welcome back to Parsnips and Parsimony. I'm working on continuing our pantry challenge. As you probably have guessed, that's the theme of January. Here is our low spend challenge, and went through. I'm digging deep here. That's all I can say. One thing, we have an abundance of nuts. And so that's something I want to get down to a more manageable level. Pricing on nuts around here stays right around that $3.99, $4.99 point. I don't eat them that much. The kids, they prefer almonds over walnuts. These are walnuts. Charity doesn't really like nuts. So they sort of don't go in foods very often, and I have to be very intentional about eating them. And then I had some gifted to me. So that means we have quite a few nuts. I want to use them up. So I've been doing some Trim Healthy Mama research on recipes that I can use for nuts. But in the meantime, as you all know, we had a fabulous pumpkin year. So I pulled out pumpkin. You can see it. This is how pumpkin looks when you thaw it out. I thawed it out last night, and I'm going to try to make a Trim Healthy Mama BAM cake. I know a lot of you guys have talked about the BAM cakes. I've seen it on different sites that it's fabulous. And I also have egg whites that need to get used up. So it just seemed like the right thing to make. On top of that, being pregnant, I don't want another giant baby. So we're really trying to reduce the amount of carbs, which includes cookies, treats, things from the bakery that come in, and just in order for me personally to be successful with that, kids can eat it all day long. They don't have any issues. But this mom has issues with that. So I need to have some solutions for me. So when they're eating those cookie treats, I can say, no, I'm good. I have something that is healthier for me, healthier for the baby, and hopefully keep this little tyke under the 9-pound mark. The last two babies have been over 9 pounds, 9.4, and was it 9.8 or 9.12? And I'll just tell you, they're so much easier when they're like that 7-pound range. So I'm trying to be really, really careful with what I eat, and having the sweet treats is really being my nemesis right now. So we're making pumpkin BAM cake. And if you guys want to snag this for yourself, I don't think they have this online, but the cookbook is worth every penny. This was given to me as a gift a year and a half ago, and I have used it so much. There's fabulous recipes in here, and this recipe really doesn't have any special ingredients. You can use cream of tartar instead of the xanthan gum. I'm just going through the list. Everything that you can get right at the grocery store. It doesn't have a lot of those special ingredients, which is really, really nice because I have everything here. So kids are occupied. I'm going to see if I can quick throw this together before they come down looking for mommy. Okay, so I did not have pumpkin pie spice, but pumpkin pie spice is pretty much just cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, and allspice. I think I said all 4 of them. So I just put a little bit of each of those in, and then I was using xylitol for my sweetener of choice. Oh, thank you, honey. I will put it right on my belly bump. It says, thank you. There, we'll put that right there. I bought this by mistake a while ago, and I'm just trying to use it. I don't really, it's okay, but I don't really like it for like smoothies and things. It's okay in baked goods. I won't be buying it again, but I refuse to throw it out. So it works. It's, I use a combination of this along with the xylitol. I folded in the egg whites, so this is all set to go. I'm gonna put it in a 9x13 pan and bake it until it's done, but that took a little while to bake. It was pretty labor intensive. Maybe it's because I didn't have everything prepped, but you had to beat those egg whites, which took a while, and then grinding the flour, the oats into flour. Labor intensive. I hope it tastes fabulous, so it's worth all the time. Good things about the recipe is it used up some of the yogurt. Somehow multiple containers of yogurt, my particular kind of Trim Healthy Mama yogurt, had gotten opened, and so when that happens, one tends to go bad. So this used up a cup of that yogurt, and it also used up egg whites that were languishing in the refrigerator. So those were 2 good things, using up some of those items. I'm going to see if I can find that recipe for the walnuts next, so I can get those made and popped into the oven as soon as the cake comes out. I'm just sitting here reading the Trim Healthy Mama book, and they suggest soaking the nuts. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and soak them. I do try to do what they suggest because it's better for your gut and for your bones and nutrients, so I think I'll go ahead and do that. I'm not in a huge hurry to eat them. I just want to use them up, so I think if I start the process now, that will get it done, and I should have time tomorrow. So I'll go ahead and soak these overnight, and then tomorrow I'll finish them up. So we had a really late breakfast. The kids ate, I mean, we're talking like 11:15. It is 1, and we don't want to do a full lunch because nobody's really hungry, but we're going to do smoothies because Art found that box of cherries. Again, trying to eat down the freezer a little bit. So I am using more of the yogurt from the refrigerator, and I'm also going to add a 1/3 cup of ground oats to the smoothies just to add a little bit more fiber and filling power to just get them through because nobody's really hungry. But I know that in like 2 to 3 hours, they're going to be haunting me. So we're going to do smoothies again with the goal of using up stuff out of the freezer. I think we're doing really good today using things up on the freezer. That's how it goes. I have a couple good days where I use a ton of stuff and then I don't use that much. But today's one of those days I'm using a lot. Okay, let's see how this tastes. Oh, it's nice and thick. That's good.
Yes, because everything was frozen really stiff.
Smoothies were a hit. While we were doing that, FedEx came, and I am so excited this showed up. Peter, can you open this for me so I can show them what I got? My year, no, don't go too deep. My word of the year for 2022 is organize. I want to go through the house. I want everything organized. I want homes for everything. I just think it would be essential for our house, and this is the year I want to do it. So I bought this. Let me take it out, guys. I bought this big, well, this one's 20. Yeah, this is the 25 wire cubie. And I'm going to get Art to help me put this together. And it's going on the 3rd floor. And we are going to organize this. I'm going to do a full separate video of my organizing on the 3rd floor and turning that into a craft room for the girls, which is ultimately what's happening. But we had to organize some of our things. Been, over the last couple months, been purging and sorting out tons of stuff on the 3rd floor. So we've made a big dent. This is that next step. The kids are counting down. After meals, we usually set the time for 10 minutes for cleanup. There's always a lot of energy. That's what you're hearing right now. So they just finished up 10-minute time. And I'll do a separate video on the organizing, but I'm excited. I have been waiting for this for a while, and it finally came, and I can really start going through the stuff that I decided to keep and go through a second or a third time and decide, should I really keep this or should I pass it on? Just all part of that organizing process. And in my Facebook feed today, what shows up, I bought the same organizer. It was 2x6 cubbies that I used in my upstairs in the bedroom, in my bedroom. The cubby. I'll show you guys that. There it is. 4 years ago in January, I got this cubby as a solution to organizing my closet. It has worked 4 years. This has been the perfect solution. The cubby boxes, I use that for just spare purses, and then I've got tubs of communications from you guys that I periodically go through, and yeah, this has worked perfectly for me. These are 31 cubes. There's cubes, all different types of cubes. You can use, Walmart has them, Amazon has them. I just did the 31 with lids. They've worked beautifully. You know how there's certain things that you do in your house and you're really glad you did them? That organizer was definitely one of them because it just simplified that space. That was a wasted space. In fact, I did it even to the boys' room. Totally wasted space in our 1901-year-old home. So our home is what, 120 years old. And the closets are tiny. There is no walk-in closet in my house. In fact, what do I have, 4 closets? Maybe 5 closets at best. That's not something that they built in the 1900s, and they did not have the excess that we have today. So trying to use every bit of space. That organizer, again, not sponsored. I just bought those. I did my research, I checked my sizes, and I went, that's what I'm gonna do, and it's worked. So I'm hoping this will be the solution to the 3rd floor, getting that. It won't be finished, but better. And then for February and March, Art wants to tackle the basement and work on organizing that. It's like baby steps here, but that's our goal. We'll see how far we can get with before the baby comes, but I'm feeling better already about just knowing where stuff is and organizing it. So I never ended up getting anything else done for dinner tonight, so we're doing leftovers.
Show them what I'm making.
Pea soup. That's from yesterday. Today is National Popcorn Day. We are celebrating with a bowl of popcorn. And over on my 31 VIP page, I had to learn about kettle corn. Do you know what kettle corn is, Art?
No, not exactly.
It's popcorn made like in this pot, like I make it, except it has sugar on it. You cook it with the sugar. Then there's something called zebra popcorn. Have you heard that?
No, I have not.
It's popcorn drizzled with black and white chocolate.
Oh.
And then
Yum.
somebody else said butter toffee popcorn. I think that's enough.
Oh, that sounds
Get
good
off.
too.
That's
Whoa,
enough.
okay, stop, Lillian, stop. There you go.
And there's some, and then caramel popcorn. You guys know I all make caramel popcorn for the holidays. So, National Popcorn Day. How did you celebrate? Did you eat popcorn? Anyways, we're having popcorn and then a few other leftovers, and we're gonna call that dinner. I have a leftover loaf of bread. Keeping it simple tonight. That's okay with me. Tomorrow is a new day. What's that? What'd you want to say?
What is leftovers?
Yes, we have the bread, leftover bread from John yesterday. So we're gonna sit down, eat. I'll be back. It's the next day and I am working on trying to figure out what we're gonna do for meals today. We cleaned out the refrigerator, leftovers are gone, we're back to scratch, and I think I'm gonna start by making black beans. I'm thinking Art wanted to tackle those corn tortillas, so I'll make some enchiladas for tonight. I think I have everything for that except the black beans. So I'll toss them in the Instant Pot now where I don't have to worry about them. It's only 10 o'clock, so that gives me plenty of time to find the energy to finish making dinner. Hopefully I'll get that done before nap time so I can just toss it in the oven, make it really simple. But I know I've said this many times, black beans are so easy in the Instant Pot. You're gonna do 1 pound of black beans, which is the equivalent of 3 cups of black beans. Okay, Mary, go ahead and toss those right in. 3 cups of black beans, 3 cups of water for 30 minutes. Really easy to remember, and then I'll just leave them out, and when I'm ready for them, you can rinse them or you can use them exactly how they are. Always delicious. Yeah, we won't use that one. Yeah, go through and pick out the yucky beans if you see any. And then they're done, ready to go. If you are like me and don't have freezer room, this is a good fast alternative. Yep, that's another bad one. Fast alternative to canned beans, and they're a whole lot cheaper. But if you have a lot of room in your freezer, unlike me, you can make these ahead of time and store them in your freezer, so when you need them, all you have to do is thaw them out. I'm not there yet. I just make them when I need them. These walnuts are soaked all night. I'm going to rinse them, and then I'm going to, I probably should have soaked these too, but I'm not going to. I'm going to add almonds, and I'm going to do half of the walnuts in the dehydrator, and then I'm going to do half almonds and the other half of the walnuts, and I'm going to make sweet and spicy nuts. I have no idea if this is going to work. We will see. So I rinsed the nuts. This is half of them, and I sprinkled them with some salt, and I'm going to stick them in the dehydrator. I think there's enough to just do 1 tray. I'm not sure. We'll find out. And I've never done this before, but they say that they come out really good this way. So put them on here for a while. We'll see how long. I don't know how long it takes, but we'll just stick them on here. Oops, probably shouldn't have let that happen. Oopsies, learn from my mistake. Watch out for holes and grates. On, and we're going to turn the temp down. Let's do 131, and then time, and turn that down. We'll put it at, let's start with 4 hours, and then I'll check
like
after
with
that.
the meat.
Well, the 4 hours, yeah, that ended up going longer. We'll see what it works. There it goes. So I have the nuts toasting in the oven, and to the egg whites that I just made foamy, I'm reading a recipe here. I'm adding salt. I'm going to use xylitol as a low-carb sweetener, Worcestershire sauce, paprika, cayenne, and melted butter. I hope this tastes good. I have no idea if this is going to be good or not. We're making nuts. Okay, put these in. They said toast them for 15 minutes while I made the seasoning. This is what it looks like. I don't know if that's how it's supposed to look, but it says to pour it over the nuts, mix them, and then bake it some more. We will see. Well, the nuts are out and they have to cool. They look good. I would hope they get crunchy, but I don't know. I'm not sure if this is a ringing endorsement for how good they are, but the kids came in from playing outside and a couple of them went, "It stinks in here." So I don't know. I don't know how they're going to taste.
It looks good.
They look good, but they're not crunchy yet. And I like really crunchy nuts. So we'll see. I'll keep you posted. It may be a dud of a recipe. I'm sure they won't go to waste. I mean, we'll definitely eat them. But it may not be a make again. But that's what this channel is about. I like to show you the good and the bad. And sometimes I make things that aren't so good. But I'm not gonna judge it yet. It might get better as it cools. We'll see.